Have you ever seen a product online looking like this? If you have, did you buy it? If you haven't, would you buy it? Unless that's literally your only option, I'm willing to bet most of you wouldn't trust a listing like this. And you're not alone. According to surveys, clear product information and images remain the most important factors for people shopping online, more than loading speeds, product reviews, or ease of navigation. This is especially true nowadays, since during the online shopping boom of 2020, the importance of product information for shoppers around the world skyrocketed. After all, when you can't see a product in person, images and information are the next best thing, right? And yet, according to another recent survey, more than 80% of customers are still dissatisfied with the level of product information provided to them when shopping online. And if your customers aren't happy, they're just not going to buy as much. So, how can you ensure that you always provide complete and detailed product information on your sales channels? Mikey from Plytics here, and in this video I'm going to show you what companies like these do to keep track of how much information they have stored for each product, quickly see how much they have left to add, and make sure that no incomplete listings accidentally end up where their customers can see them. And how you can too. So step 1 for taking out the hassle from managing your product data, using a PIM, or Product Information Management System. Sounds fancy, right? Don't worry, if you check out the description of this video, I'm including a link where you can get a free PIM account. Tools like the one you can see here are a great way to stay organized, as this way, instead of having your data scattered across a bunch of different spreadsheets, it's all in one place. Centralized, synchronized, sorted. Stay tuned till the end, and I'll show you how you can even combine a few different features of this tool to automate a lot of your day-to-day menial data entry tasks and make your selling process a walk in the park. And for more information about PIM systems, you can also check out the video I'm linking here. Right, so once you've got your PIM set up, have a look for an attribute or data field that gives you an overview of what data you have and what data is missing. In Plytics, it's called a completeness attribute, but that may vary depending on which system you're using. Whatever the name, you're looking for an attribute or data field that you don't fill in yourself. Instead, you want one that you can link to other fields, and that then shows you how many of those other fields have been completed, normally in the form of a percentage. The more of those fields that are completed for a product, the higher the percentage will be in the completeness attribute, like a progress bar. So why is this so useful? Well, imagine you have an online store selling pet supplies. First of all, you want to make sure all your products have at least their basic information filled in. Fun fact, statistically, more than half of online shoppers will abandon their purchase if they can't find the fundamental information they need. So, a completeness attribute just for information like this is a really good way to stop that happening. Okay, so far so good. So, let's make things more complicated. Let's now say that you don't just have customers in one country. No, you're lucky enough to have customers in the US, Canada, and Mexico. Your English info about pet breeds, ages, product specifications, and so on is fine for most of your English-speaking customers, but for Canada and Mexico, you're going to want to include French and Spanish translations too, just to make sure nobody ends up buying cat food for their rabbit or getting their puppy a fish tank. To easily keep track of what data's been translated, you can set up a completeness attribute for each language. So we're talking English completeness, French completeness, and Spanish completeness. This means that when Paula, your resident Spanish expert, enriches product data in your account, she can use the Spanish completeness attribute to see which products still need content in Spanish. On top of that, she can also see which individual attributes are missing information, giving her an automatic, detailed to-do list. To make Paula's life easier yet, she can also set up a filter based on the Spanish completeness attribute, either to show just the products that are 100% complete, or the ones that aren't, that she still needs to work on. Now what you can do is take that idea a step further, by layering all of your language completeness attributes as filters for a product list, so that only products with 100% completeness in all 3 languages will appear there. That means that when Paula and her French counterpart, Paulette, finish enriching a product's data for their respective languages, and the product reaches 100% for all these completeness attributes, the system will automatically add it to the list you've created. And you'll immediately have a list of all the products that are ready to be sold, well, everywhere. Pretty handy, right? Obviously, this is super useful for international sales, but there's actually a whole bunch more that you can do with these attributes. If you're selling on multiple channels like these, you could use completeness attributes for each specific sales channel to keep track of the information that's relevant to each one. This is also a good safety feature if you're planning on expanding onto multiple channels in the future. If you make a completeness attribute for all the necessary data fields required by a new channel, then you'll be able to see which products are ready to be sold there whenever you like. And in doing so, make sure you don't accidentally send any products to market that aren't. For example, if you want to sell on Shopify, you could create a Shopify Ready completeness attribute that looks at all the information needed to fill Shopify's required fields, which is different from the information required by Google or Amazon. Apart from that, what about one for logistics information, or marketing, or SEO enrichment? 24% of shoppers specifically mention being frustrated by not having enough images available to see what products look like or how they work. So, what about one to check that all of your listings have a thumbnail and a photo gallery associated with them? Honestly, there are so many different ways to use these things, and when you start combining them and then using other PIM features on top of that, you can end up automating so much of your day-to-day. Let's look at one more scenario. Imagine you want to sell on Google Marketplace, and you want to make sure your products can be sold and shipped internationally, and that they've all got photos showing the different angles of your product. Sounds like a lot of information to keep track of, right? But with completeness attributes, all you'd have to do is create one for Google's marketplace criteria, one for the language and shipping info for each country you want to sell in, and one more for your different images. Use them together as the filters for a product list, and straight away you'll get an automatically generated list of all the products that are ready to be sold internationally on Google. Not only that, but the product list will update itself based on the criteria you set whenever you add or remove information to or from your products. So that's one less thing to worry about. Then, if you use that self-updating list as the basis for an automated feed, those products, and only those products, will get sent to Google Marketplace on a schedule of your choosing. And hey, look at that. You've just automated a process that could have taken up hours of your work week before now. And you've avoided all the potential stress of accidentally filling your online shop with listings that look like this. So there you have it. A quick and easy way to stay on top of your data and avoid the headache of sending incomplete listings to market. I hope you found this video helpful and that this technique helps you streamline and safeguard your listing process. For more information about the free tool we were using in this video, check out the link in the description. And if there's another topic you'd like to see us make a video about, just let us know in the comments. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe to our channel to find a constant supply of fresh videos on best practices for managing your product information, along with general e-commerce tips to help grow your business. Thanks for watching.